In 2026, I'm doing something most investors would call insane. I'm selling my gold and buying Ethereum instead. Not because gold failed, but because the financial system is about to change forever. All right, welcome to The Explainer. We're jumping ahead to 2026, a year that a lot of experts are pointing to as a massive flashpoint. And look, this isn't your typical markets go up, markets go down story. Not even close. We're talking about the moment the old guard of Wall Street finally truly collides with the new world of digital assets. And believe me, the impact could change, well, pretty much everything. Yeah, this one line from New York Life Investments, it just nails it. Tension. That is the word for 2026. You can forget your simple bull versus bear market talk. This is something totally different. We're talking about huge opposing forces grinding against each other, and that's creating a financial environment that's, well, it's unlike anything we have ever seen before. And, this tension, it goes way, way beyond just the trading floor. It's really a symptom of a much bigger global shift. I mean, think about it. You've got this great power competition heating up, the absolute explosion of AI, and this brand new digital economy, and they're all converging at the exact same time. So today we're going to connect the dots between all these massive trends and figure out what it actually means for the future of your money. Okay, so first things first, let's set the stage here. To even begin to understand where finance is headed, you have to get a handle on the new world it's operating in, because the old rulebook, it's basically being thrown right out the window. So here's the big takeaway from that. That stable, US-led global order that, let's be honest, we've all kind of taken for granted for decades, it's fracturing. Now that means new risks are popping up from every direction, for sure. But, and this is the important part, for anyone who can actually see the patterns emerging, it also means new, totally unpredictable opportunities are opening up. So the question is, how does all this global tension translate to the economy right here at home? Well, some of the expert predictions for the US might actually surprise you. Okay, so New York Life Investments sees a US economy that's, well, it's surprisingly resilient. It's one that just refuses to break, But make no mistake, it is a total tightrope walk. Inflation is still this massive headache, right? And that means the Fed is going to be super hesitant to cut interest rates. And all of this is going on while the job market is stuck in this really strange low hire, low fire kind of limbo. It's a weird spot to be in. So it's right in the middle of this tense, weird economic climate that a second parallel revolution is just exploding. And that is Wall Street finally going all in on crypto. Seriously, this is no longer an experiment. This is an invasion. You remember for years hearing that phrase, the institutions are coming? Well, guess what? By 2026, they're not coming anymore. They're here. And they are not just dipping their toes in the water. No way. They are building the massive financial plumbing to connect their trillions of dollars directly to the digital asset world. And honestly, the predictions from Galaxy Research on this, they're just staggering. First up, get ready for an absolute explosion of new products. You see, the Bitcoin and Ether ETFs, they paved the way. And now the floodgates are just swinging wide open. Galaxy is predicting we are going to see over 50 new spot altcoin ETFs hitting the US market. And look, we are not talking about a little trickle of new money here. This is a torrent of new capital. The projection is $50 billion. That's net new money flowing into crypto ETFs in a single year. Just let that sink in. And this right here, this shows you how crypto is becoming absolutely foundational to the financial system. It's moving way beyond just trading an asset. It's becoming a core part of lending and borrowing. With a predicted $90 billion in crypto-backed loans outstanding, that's real integration. Now, the core technology that's making all of this even possible is something called tokenization. And folks, this is the big one. It's basically the process of taking real-world assets, stocks, bonds, even real estate, and making them as fluid, as programmable, and as easy to transfer as sending an email. It's a total game changer. And this prediction right here, this is the real tipping point. The moment a major Wall Street bank accepts a tokenized stock as collateral, treating it with the exact same legitimacy as a dusty old paper certificate, that's the moment the game changes forever. Think of it like a massive, massive upgrade to the entire financial system's plumbing. But it's not even just about tokenizing the assets we already have. It's about building entirely new rails for money itself to move on. And right at the forefront of that revolution, you've got stablecoins. Okay, I want you to just pause for a second and really absorb the scale of this next prediction from Galaxy. They are forecasting that stablecoins, which are basically just digital dollars on a blockchain, will process more transaction volume than the ACH network. And if you don't know the ACH network, that's a system that handles pretty much every bank transfer and direct deposit in the entire United States. This isn't just a change, it's a monumental shift. Okay, so while Wall Street is busy plugging itself into blockchains, the blockchains themselves are having their own little internal revolution. The fundamental economics of how value is created and captured in this whole space, they're being completely rewritten as we speak. See, for a long time, the thinking was pretty simple. The foundational blockchains, the big ones like Ethereum, people called them layer ones. They would capture all the value. But now, a totally new theory is taking hold, and it's called the Fat App Thesis. And this idea suggests that the real value, the real economic power, is shifting up. It's moving to the applications that you and I would actually use every single day. And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. The data proves it's already happening. By the end of 2025, this data is showing that nearly 60% of all activity on Ethereum had already moved off the main network and onto what we call layer 2 solutions. These are just applications built on top that are way faster and way cheaper to use. And guess what? This trend is only accelerating. Galaxy predicts that by 2026, the economic gravity will have shifted so dramatically that these applications will actually be generating revenue at double the rate of the foundational networks they're built on. Think about that. All right, so we've covered the tense global backdrop, we've covered the Wall Street invasion, and we've covered the big internal crypto shift. So what's the big picture here? What does it all actually mean when you put it all together? This quote from New York Life Investments, it really brings everything home. This is not just about a new asset to trade. This is about a fundamental challenge to the entire financial system as we know it, and to the very nature of money itself. So look, if you only remember 3 things from this entire explainer, please make it these 3. First, a tense, new global order is the stage we're all playing on. Second, on that stage, Wall Street is no longer dipping a toe in, it's fully embracing crypto. And third, at the exact same time, the crypto world itself is shifting its economic power away from the base layer and up to the applications. And all of that, it leaves us with the billion-dollar question for 2026 and for all the years to come. This great collision, it's inevitable. It's happening. But will it actually create a more efficient, more accessible financial system for everybody? Or are we just building a more complex, maybe even more volatile layer right on top of the old one? The honest truth, that chapter is still being written. Hey, if you want to stay ahead of these massive shifts in finance and technology, you know what to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more explainers just like this one. We're here to help you connect the dots on all the forces that are shaping our future. Thanks so much for watching.